Contracts are probably the most exciting part of business. Not, but really, they are probably the most important part. From client relations to employee engagement, contracts will set expectations and offer protections to you as a business. For this episode, we are going to focus on contracts between independent contractors, self-employed people, and their clients. But a lot of these aspects can apply to any working relationship. First things first, before beginning any work with a new client, make sure there is a signed contract between both parties. I'm going to speak on my personal experience on what a contract should include, and if you're presented with a contract that doesn't include these items, I would ask for a revised one so you can enjoy peace of mind during your work. The first aspect of a good contract is scope of work. Scope of work includes the services you are offering at this time and will help you if you are asked to take on additional tasks. Basically, scope of work gives you an opportunity to charge for additional services if they are requested and protects you from taking on more and more work without being paid. It will lay out the number of revisions to the project allowed before additional charges are applied. Next up is deadlines. As you can probably guess, deadlines will lay out when you expect different parts of your process to be completed along with the final product. You should create deadlines that are feasible for you and your team, which includes time for revisions as well. And for the cherry on top, provide a timeline that can possibly be delivered early so you look really good in the client's eyes. If your client is really pushing to get a deadline that is not realistic, have a good discussion laying out the project's process so they can align their view for project success. Our next contract item, and probably the most important, is payments. This section of a contract will lay out what your terms of payment are. If you're charging an hourly rate, it will state what that is and when the client will be invoiced. If you are charging flat rate, it will state the project total, whether you are charging by milestone or completed project, and when the client will be invoiced. All contracts need to state when payment is due by the client, for example, 30 days after receipt of invoice, or other terms. This section will also state whether you require a deposit, payment upfront, charges for additional revisions, and late payment fees. Now, there are times when a client relationship doesn't work out, and that's where contract termination comes into play. This clause will hopefully not have to be used, but it is important if you find yourself in a less than ideal situation. It will cover both separation of client from artist and artist from client, and what compensation will be in the event of a separation. Next up is ownership of work. In some cases, 100% of ownership of work is that of the client, as they have paid for the time in which content was created and for the final product. But this is not always the case. An example being, you are designing a logo for a company that is going to be merchandising that art and creating more revenue based off of your work. You may want to request royalties. This is especially important when a company may not have the best initial pay rate. If you are able to earn royalties, you could be raking in dough for years and years to come. You will also want to define your business relationship. This basically lays out whether you are an employee, independent contractor, or vendor, and what you and your client's responsibilities are. Is your client compensating you with health benefits? Are you responsible for your own workers' comp insurance? Who is paying payroll taxes? And specifying the governing law where your contract is based will let your contract pack a punch while communicating to your client that you mean business. This section lays out where you are located and which laws and ordinances apply to your contract. Finally, and this is optional, but I like to add in, communication. Communication tells your clients what your boundaries are. What are your office hours? How can clients communicate with you, and how can they expect you to respond? Do you want to be woken up at 3 a.m. with a pesky text? I didn't think you would, so lay out your availability so your client has reasonable expectations of your work-life balance. These contract items are must-haves for me, but you can add in anything that may pertain to you and your needs. Maybe you need an NDA or special accommodations. Remix the must-have items and add in your own stipulations. But remember, a good contract is built to protect you as a worker and your time. What advice do you have? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on Homebase.